Hi, welcome back to Supercharge Fridays. 400 and it's not 400, 204 weeks. In Dutch, you would say 4 and 200. So I was, for some weird reason, saying it in Dutch, which makes no sense because I barely speak Dutch. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Supercharge Fridays. I hope you're doing amazing. Today is 15th of December. Oh my gosh, how quickly this year has gone. And at the same time, next Friday, I will be in India. I will be streaming to you live, broadcasting from New Delhi. How exciting is that? So, yeah, this is the last Supercharge Fridays from Belgium for 2023. Not to get dramatic or anything, but sort of a fact. So, I hope you are doing well. If you have any questions that are career related, feel free to drop in and feel free to type the questions or insights, whatever it is you'd like to share. Type that into the I will see it right away in the chat section, whether you're watching me live on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. I know there's always a delay between me hitting live and you actually getting the notification and actually watching me live. I think it's a difference of about a few seconds. Sometimes it can be up to a minute. So I'm going to wait for that to happen. And I'm also going to say that this is going to be a quick one. It's going to be a quick live stream. Because if you've been following me, you know that I am actually gearing up for a live masterclass on all things resumes that will be in an hour. So in exactly 1 hour. So I just had to make sure everything is prepped in terms of my laptop and the LAN connection and all of that stuff. So I'll just have to make sure of that. So I will not be, too long over here. But if you have questions, then let's do this, right? Let's do this, and feel free to share them with me, and let's get you the help you need. It's not just me and my wisdom. I'd like to think that's nice, but it's not enough. I also happen to have lovely coaches and recruiters in my community who follow hashtag Supercharge Fridays, and happy to get their insights as well. Very useful insights. All right, fab. So good morning, good afternoon. Hey, Harpreet, how are you doing? Good morning in Wisconsin. I'm guessing it's early for you, Paula. Nice to see you. Hi, Tejish. Thank you for being here. Yeah, my YouTube channel, I'm very proud of it. I haven't announced it actually, but I just got a recognition by a publication called The Muse, MUSE, and it's one of the top career channels in the world. So I'm very proud of that. I'm so happy that it's been useful. So well done. So also wanted to make sure that, if you've missed it, right, just make sure if you are in the middle of applying and you're not getting calls for interviews, it could be because of two reasons. It could be either because your resume is actually not doing what it's supposed to do, or you're not applying to the right roles. Now, what is in our control is also making sure that the resume is doing what it's supposed to do. I have a resume live masterclass, like I mentioned, in less than an hour. So if that is something you're interested in, definitely sign up. Go to superchargeyourself.com/resume masterclass. Because if you don't do that, then you won't get access to the replay. For whatever reason, you can't catch it live. Something happened, life happened. That's okay. The replay will be available for 48 hours. But if you don't sign up, you don't get the replay. You go to this link. What the link will do is it'll take you to a course that's behind the masterclass. So for anyone who watches the masterclass with me and wants to go deeper, there is a digital course, and I've thrown in lots of bonuses in there. Because the idea is to get you the help you need and not feel stuck, and start 2024 with a fresh, different, mindset of confidence. So definitely make sure you check that out. Thank you for tuning in. Howard, nice to see you. Thank you. Hi, Siddharth. The personal coaching sessions they are in euros because I am based in euros. I'm based in Europe. But there's a Stripe and a PayPal option, right? So there is a sort of a currency exchange. You need to see that when you are taking care of it. I have clients in India, so I do, they do sort of make it happen. So it's definitely possible. And it's not just for the personal coaching sessions, but also, personal coaching sessions may not be for everyone. But the digital products, the courses that I have, especially when I share them during a live event, like I'm going to do in an hour, I throw in a lot of bonuses. So it's kind of like working with a coach, but at a much more accessible price point. That is something I think that's important to mention. All right, folks, happy to see questions. If you have questions on resumes and interviews, if Paula's around, Paula will have a point of view as well. Paula, I know you're busy. You don't have to, do anything. Paula is amazing. She's also been on Supercharge Fridays earlier this year, and we talked about all things interviews. Paula, was it this year? I don't remember anymore. I think it was 2023. If she's watching, she will share with us as well. Perfect. I'm so happy to see this message of yours. Thank you so much for sharing. And I really, really love that it's helped you. And if you want to go deeper, like on the resume stuff, then make sure you get the masterclass as well. The link is right below in the ticker. And I'm sure that'll help you as well. Hi, Shivani. Is it possible to change from non-IT recruiting domain to IT recruitment domain? Why? Absolutely, Shivani. Absolutely. I mean, you're not going to be the first person in the world who's done that. And the people who think that it's not possible and the people who are going to try to discourage you are people who are going to try to throw jargon at you, like it's totally different. IT is a different language. Yeah, you can learn that. You can learn that. You need to understand the basic architecture of how IT, works. You don't have to be an expert in it. I don't think so, because that means you'd be a developer or something, right? But in recruiting, there are so many principles which are universal in recruiting, no matter what kind of role it is. It's like saying if I've recruited in pharma, I cannot recruit outside pharma. Please be careful of who you take this advice from. And have they made changes? Because if they haven't, they are maybe, not always, but maybe, they mean well, but they project their own limitations on you. Not helpful at all. I would say it's even toxic. So you got to be careful of that. Thanks, Paula. Thanks for being here. Hi, Harpreet. Can I shoot questions regarding MBA admissions, or should we stick to resume interview? I do talk about MBA admissions as well. Harpreet, feel free to ask very specifically what your questions are. If you haven't seen, I have a whole video on is an MBA right for you or not on my YouTube channel. It's completely valid back then as it is today. So check that out. But in the meantime, if you have a burning question, drop it in here. I'm thinking of being live maybe 15 minutes total. I've already spent, oh good lord, yaggity yak, it's already been halfway. Okay, let's get cracking. Hi, Malik. Can anyone achieve financial freedom with a job? I don't know. I can't speak in detail from personal experience, but I do know that if you work well and you play your cards right, you get seen for the right roles, you get promoted, you get sent abroad, you are one of the most sort of indispensable people around, and I say indispensable in air quotes. It is possible, particularly if you live in a country where it's not a very high cost country, right? It is possible to put savings to the side and actually retire wealthy. I would say so. Yes. Hi, Abhishek. Can I get a referral? Info BFSI domain? Sorry, Abhishek, can you write, ask me in like simple English, because I didn't quite understand what you want to say. I know what BFSI is, but I don't know what you say by when you say, can I get a referral? Can you get someone to refer you for a job? Yeah, but I don't think that's your question. Hi, Risto. Thank you for being here. I know you're high up there in the northern part of Finland. Totally understandable if you're shoveling snow in the middle of December. I appreciate that I'm in your ears. Be safe. Take care of yourself. I hope you're wearing gloves. Take care of your knuckles. We don't want any bleeding. I have to say, as pretty as that sounds, I do not miss that type of weather. We had some crazy snow here in Belgium, but it went as quickly as it came. And yeah, it's going to be okay. Hi, Tonya. How are you doing? How do you shorten your resume when you have 30 years of experience and many, many jobs? Tonya, such a good question. I don't know why you need to shorten the resume. It depends. If it's 4, 5, 6 pages, yeah, maybe that's a bit much. That becomes like, like an academic domain. And then you have to sort of cite your publications. But otherwise, let's say you have 30 years experience. I had a client who had 30 years experience and she was looking at a CEO role. Her resume went up to 4 pages. It's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't want you to artificially shorten it just because somebody somewhere, some well-meaning coach has told you that it should not be more than 2 pages. Who says? Says who, right? It doesn't do justice. Then it becomes just a plain, simple summary and you can't get deep into achievements. I will say, however, that you want to have the more relevant experience on top, and anything which is more than maybe 20 years old, what I would do when I do this for my clients, I would mention them in sentences, right? So let's say you start your career in 1992 or 1993. You can say, for example, 1992 to 2000 worked in X, make it like group it 2000 to 2010. And then what happens is it becomes more focused on the more recent things you've done. The reason I think that there's a lot of advice, particularly in the US, and I don't always agree with it, and that is don't mention older experience because there will be bias in ageism. And listen, bias is there always. If they don't have bias and they call you for an interview, they'll see you, they'll be like, oh, the person's too old. Weird. Okay. There's no logic to it. But if the experience you had at the start or in the middle part was relevant, why would you skip that? Long answer, but hopefully this helps you. Tanya, check out my masterclass. It's going to be live in 45 minutes. This is such a juicy question, and I hope you attend. I don't know if we'll have time for live Q&A, so I'm really glad you asked me. But the masterclass will be very helpful to you, for sure, for sure. Kido. Hi, Tejas, requesting questions for leadership round, culture-based questions. Can you say, are you looking for how do you ask about culture? Okay, Tejas, this is a good question. If you can wait, right, if it's not time sensitive, I would request you to wait till Jan, because I'm bringing in an executive recruiter, and he lives in London, and he and I are going to talk about how do you talk about culture? How do you ask questions about culture in a non-obvious fashion? That is right up your alley. So if you can wait till then, let's talk about that in more detail, because today, as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a hurry. Hey, Shivani, can you suggest different roles for HR in edutech? Shivani, I don't know. You tell me, darling. A simple Google search should get you started. It should get you on your way, right? I'm not sure what you're looking for here from me, but tell me what you are thinking. Tell me where you're going with this. Because I don't want to spoon feed you and say, do this and do this. What do you want to do? Let's start there. Good luck to you. And I'm here. I'm here for the next couple of minutes if you have anything to follow up with this. Hi, Manjari. Hey, it's been a while since I joined back. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get into your question. So you have a longish question. Let me see. Okay. I think you for some reason, without realizing, you've written 3 times. Thank you, Manjari. I'm 3 times happy that you're here. Like 3-time comments. So just making sure that I haven't missed anything. For sure. Okay. Harpreet says, I have to read this very, very carefully. I'm planning to apply to business schools in Germany only for family reasons. Got it. I am transitioning from the military and currently selecting business schools. Looking at schools from Mannheim, difference. There is a huge difference in tuition, and my logic says I should drift towards better ROI. However, I keep getting advice to apply to HEC Paris, INSEAD, to top schools, which doesn't make sense to me. There is no right or wrong here, Harpreet. It's about what is right for you. So you definitely want to watch my video on my YouTube channel. If you find it on my YouTube channel, it's a little bit lower. Maybe I think a year ago I did it. A year and a half. If you find it, great. If you don't find it, send me a message on LinkedIn. Sometime towards the end of the day, I will send it to you. And I have lots and lots of criteria on what you should think about when even the decision to do an MBA, even that, I think you should step back and challenge yourself and understand what are the reasons strong enough. And if you still want to go deeper, I also did a live stream back in May 2022 from the INSEAD campus in Fontainebleau, because I have my MBA from INSEAD and I was there for a volunteer event. And I even met with the dean, the INSEAD dean of MBA, for a podcast. So I have had a podcast interview with him as well. So I have lots and lots of free resources. There's no right or wrong answer. It has to make sense for you. So what you said, there's nothing that you're missing. It has to tie in together, and it has to make sense for you. There's no absolute here. Your reasons for doing this matters. All right. Fab. Hi, Noel. Thank you for being here. Your name is so apt in December. I'm sure everybody says that. Because in French, you say Joyeux Noël. Yeah, Happy Merry Christmas. I'm seeing you after a while, Noel. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Can a mechanical engineer change his career from engineering to another as I'm not satisfied? Absolutely. Absolutely. Why can you not? So, Malik, if you didn't catch it, check the replay when I stopped the live stream, because somebody asked, I think Shivani asked a similar question. You definitely can. And I also recommend, second, watch a YouTube video I did about a month ago, and it's about changing careers. I've put lots and lots of information in there that I think will help you. Because at the outset, it feels scary. And when we take advice from people, then it feels more scary, especially people who haven't made that leap, right? What are some steps you need to keep in mind? I have a 7-step process called the vitamin approach when it comes to transitioning careers from domain A to domain B. And that'll definitely help you. So check that out. If you still have more questions, join me next Friday. All right. Fab, that's okay. Manjari, I'm happy you're here anyway. Hi, Sudarshan. How do you handle the PIP time? Ooh, you mean a performance improvement plan? You can see from my reaction. It's a tricky thing here. Ooh, Sudarshan, is very tricky. And I'm not sure I'm going to do justice to this answer in literally like 3 minutes or less than 3 minutes. I will say that there are different reasons for a PIP, okay? And there is no perfect situation. No. It could be genuinely related to your performance, and you know that deep down inside, okay? So that's a moment of truth. It's a moment of reckoning, and you want to focus on what you need to improve. There could be other things going on. It could be that it's not your performance. It could be politics. It does help to know if it's A or B, right? Is it you or is it them? Because if it's them, no matter how well you do in your PIP, the writing is on the wall, okay? I hate it. This sucks. Because one of the worst things that a company can do is not give any warnings before even a PIP. And they say, no, the PIP is the warning. No, what was the manager doing all this time? Managers don't take enough responsibility. For someone to be placed in a PIP, it's a failure for a manager, okay? I'm not saying go and blame your manager now. It's a question of, okay, what are some immediate steps you need to take? You need to be very clear what they are, because there will be some which will be focused on damage control, and there'll be some which is more. But the thing with PIP is it's very short-term driven. So it tends to be more, what can I salvage? What can I damage control? In the meantime, I will always be direct and honest, okay? I don't beat around the bush. If you think you're not happy here anyway, this might be a blessing, okay? Just telling you from personal experience. And maybe start looking outside in this period of time. I'm not saying don't do your work. Do your work, be respectful, show up, do whatever you're supposed to do. But PIP, in my experience, very rarely ends well. Okay? Some people may not like this answer, but it is my perspective and it is my lived experience. Remember, I worked in HR for many years. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm behind. PIA. Hi there, salary negotiation tips, please. What would you like to know? Feel free to check out my YouTube channel. You want a whole playlist? I'll give you a whole playlist. Okay. Hey, Shwetanshu. Shwetanshu. Did I say our name correctly? Shwetanshu. I'm working at the Indian Army as a major, planning a career shift in tech, in leadership roles in the US, for which I'm pursuing an MTech in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Please recommend what more I should do to get a good position in FANG. Okay, first of all, Shwetanshu, thank you for your service. The country owes you a huge amount of debt. Second of all, I mean, it's great that you're doing a master's in tech. Education never goes to waste, okay? I think that look, if you're already like working on the tech side of things, look at positions that are open and advertised, and at the same time, start, if you don't already have, start building in the depth and the breadth of these FANG companies that you're interested in. Start building a robust network of supporters and advocates and people who will actually say your name with pride and say, this is an amazing guy. He gets stuff done. And it would be an honor to recommend him. You want people like that. Particularly when you're not coming from the same industry, there's a little bit more obstacles for you than it is for someone else who is from tech, right? And particularly who is from the geography as well. So we're talking about all three changes here, right? Change in geography, change in industry, and change in function. So watch my YouTube video on the 7-step process on career change. That will help you. And also watch my YouTube video on how to get a good job abroad. These were both released in the last 3 months. I don't have too many like active published videos this year. So this will definitely, both these videos will help you. All right. Wish you the very, very best. Okay. In the interest of time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. How can I listen to a replay of today's session? Mukul, no problem. Anytime you can go back to my LinkedIn profile and just see under activity and you'll see under posts, you'll get it. Otherwise, if it's too complicated, because LinkedIn is not very straightforward, just go to my YouTube channel and you'll find my recent live stream right there. Hi, Ashley. Is it okay to apply for the 3rd time within the same company? The first time I applied, I got in, but didn't push through, and the second didn't get in. If you really want to, Ashley, of course you can. Question is, you obviously want this really badly, but what about other opportunities? I would say while you're doing this, it never hurts, but you can also even bring this up in the, if you want to. It's something that helps you to stand out that, hey, I don't believe in giving up. You know, one thing I've learned from my childhood is perseverance and resilience. But don't put all your eggs in this basket, right? At the same time, look at other roles as well, so you don't sort of waste too much time. Hi, Zabiuddin. Thank you for your question. I think it's a very, for the moment, because I'm a little bit short on time, it's a very broad question that we're not going to have time to cover on today. So if you have something more specific, feel free to share this with me. But it's basically, how do you adapt to the changes, right? Change management. It gets very broad, and it's a topic in itself. So I do see where you're coming from, but in the interest of time, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get into this because this will be like 5-10 minutes of only talking about this. So if you have something more narrow you want to talk about, feel free to share that here. Hi, Kshitij. I have a career gap of 2 years after the MBA, COVID. Okay. I'm finding it super difficult. I understand completely, Kshitij, what you're going through. Very, very well what you're going through. Okay. 2 things. Number 1, 2 free resources I'm going to give you. Number 1, watch my YouTube video on how do you address career gaps. How do you talk about them in your resume, and how do you talk about them LinkedIn? Okay. I don't want you to feel ashamed of it. I don't want you to hide it. If some people are not hiring you because of the gap, they may not necessarily be the best people for you. Those jobs may not be the best ones for you, even though it doesn't feel like that right now. But I'm telling you from experience, because I have been personally in a situation where I had a gap of 2.5 years. And it did wear me down, right? And confidence takes a toss as well. The second free resource I'm going to tell you is join the masterclass. Okay. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Central European time. I don't know where you're located. And it's literally in 30 minutes. Join it. The link is right below, superchargeyourself.com/resume masterclass. And if you want to go deeper with me, there is a course. And in the course, we talk about these things in quite some detail as well. Hello there. HR will be dead by 2020. I don't know. I'm just going to sort of say a very quick answer to that. It's very easy to have kind of headlines that get, say something that gets into the headlines. It becomes very sensational. It's a very good, easy thing to do. It sells newspapers. Okay. It sells subscriptions to HindustanTimes.com, TimesOfIndia.com. Yeah, great. It's 2023. People, operations, HR. I would say it's still there, right? It's still there. Okido. Good luck, Shitanshu. Very, very best to you. Noel says, hey, Ashley, don't do it. Do something else. Hi, Christine. Thank you for being here. Very welcome, Kshitij. I wish you the best. Asking Pip for my friend. I understand. Tell your friend to listen to this, okay? Totally hear that. All right, I'm going to take a last question here. I think I missed. What advice do you have for maintaining a healthy work-life balance when we are married and we have a family, and other colleagues overwork? I think it takes practice, Zabiuddin, with everything. Like with everything, it takes practice. And that practice comes down to developing healthy boundaries. Okay. I came from this culture as well. One of my first jobs, people never left. People were always there. Like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. was very normal. And if you left at 7 p.m., you would get these weird looks. Okay. It was very unhealthy. I, however, was in my early 20s, so I didn't care that much. But I do regret it now because I will never get that time back, right? Work is not the be all and end all. So it's about ensuring that the work that you have to do, right, it's done. Make sure your boss knows that even when you're not there, everything was delivered not only on time, but it was delivered early. So there's a culture of bean counting. Is it done? Is it not done? Check. Is someone present? If they're present, they're working. Yeah, they could be on Facebook or Twitter half the time. Nobody cares. So ensure that your equation with your boss is really good. Also, make sure the equation with your boss's boss is very good. So that the trust is very important. That they know that, this guy has a family, let him go. And I'm so glad you're asking this because women are penalized for this a lot. So I want more dads to ask these questions. And another thing that helps is, leaders announcing, hey, I'm going, it's Friday, 3 p.m., I'm gone. Sorry, my daughter has a recital. We need more male leaders talking about this. There was an article some time ago, I think it was some leader in PepsiCo, and he called it leaving loudly. If you Google it, leaving loudly, we want more leaders like that. So when you get into a role where you're a senior leader, leave loudly, okay? Because at the end of our life, you're never going to wish that you spent more time at the office. Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. Fab. All right, folks. I hope this has been helpful. So if you are interested in going deeper and you want to learn how to get a resume step by step, join me for the masterclass at 3 p.m. Central European time. That's exactly half an hour from now. Okay, I'm going to share lots of things. It's relatively new. I've done these kind of masterclasses before, but this particular one, I talk about myths, I talk about mistakes, and trust me, these are not obvious mistakes. Okay, these are less sort of subtle, more subtle than you would, and you would be shocked at how common it is. So and what to do instead, right? So it's 45 minutes. We will not go over 45 minutes because I don't have help today. So I will literally stop the masterclass and run to school and get the kids. So that discipline will be very good for me as well, and it'll be good for you. So I'm not sure we'll have time for questions depending on how it goes. And if you want to go deeper, I already like telling people, I don't like people saying, hey, I came for this masterclass and now she's selling me a course. Yes, there is a course behind it for those who want to go deeper. I will invite you and I will give you lots of beautiful bonuses. That would be 10 times the price. And I'll be giving them to you for free to get you the help you need. All right, take care of yourselves. And hopefully if you're joining me live, I will see you in half an hour. If you're not joining me live, that's perfectly fine. I will see you at the same time next Friday. I will be in New Delhi and I'll be broadcasting live. I'll be the next 2 weeks in, next week onwards, I will be in New Delhi with my folks. So you will see me broadcasting from there. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely Friday and weekend.